Welcome back to the campaign candidate one-on-one interviews with the Bath-Brunswick Regional Chamber. For those that don't know, my name is Cory King. I am the executive director of the Bath-Brunswick Regional Chamber. And every cycle, we do videos one-on-one with candidates for anyone in our region for the Statehouse seat. So it's 8 House seats and 2 Senate seats. If you have not seen one of our videos before, I do need to put the disclaimer out that our chamber does not endorse State House candidates. This is merely for us to get to know the candidates and for you to get to know the candidates if you haven't had a chance to meet them yet. So that's all it is. Our next one is Kilton Webb. Kilton, how are you, man?
I am good. I am very good. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate you making the time. I know how busy these last couple of weeks can be. As you know, we're going to go through 5 questions. I try to give the same 5 questions to each candidate to make it fair, but honestly, we'll probably go down a road or two, depending on what your answers are and that sort of thing, just to find out more about you. So, first question, what district are you running for and where does that cover?
So I am running for House District 98, which is all of Durham, all of Pownal, about half of Bowdoin, and a little bit of Topsham and Lisbon.
Wonderful. Yeah, and for those that don't know our chamber region, Bowdoin and Topsham, that's part of our region. But also, there's a lot of people that work in our chamber region that live in those areas, just like myself. So, question number 2, tell us a little bit about your background and why you're running for office.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, I'm an electrician, and oftentimes what I see at work is there is a lack of the youth movement coming into the trades right now. They say it's something for every one person we have coming in, we have roughly 6 people on their way out to retirement, and that's just not sustainable. And I'm personally a big believer in the apprenticeship model for education. That's what I went through to get my license, and that's something I really strongly believe in as the best way to do it. And I really want to see more apprenticeships throughout the state.
That is awesome. The trades are a big beat of our chamber too. We see the need, we hear the need every day, and my line that I like to say is, something happens to your toilet, an influencer can't fix that. Uh, you need you need a tradesperson for that. That's really excellent to hear. Question 3, what are the top 3 issues affecting Mainers right now that you look forward to working on if elected?
Yeah, so I think I briefly touched on the need and current lack of people within the trades, and that I believe is the core root of a lot of other symptomatic issues we're also seeing in the state. I also feel that we suffer from a lot of poor infrastructure here in Maine. We have a lot of poor roads, poor bridges. The power here in our state needs to be better, and same with our cellular coverage. It's amazing. I would say about half the people I talk to, going out through my district, they say that half their house is good and half their house is a dead zone as far as cell service goes, and that's just not good enough. And the other big issue too that everyone agrees with is the need for housing. Housing is extremely expensive right now, and part of the issue is just making sure we have the people needed to accomplish both of those issues. It's not something you can snap your fingers and just have done. You need to actually have the workers there to do it.
Oh my God. Housing is it's one of the top 2 or 3 issues that we hear from businesses. It's housing, it's childcare, it's transportation. But the housing piece is really it's critical, but it's also it's one of these things where when everyone I talk to about affordable housing, because that's what we need, but we just need more housing. Like we just need more inventory. And you're so right. Without the tradespeople to actually build it, it's going to become difficult. But also, in terms of making it affordable, I always say if my house, God forbid, burned down tomorrow, my wife and I would get a check, and we'd be looking for something between 275 and 375. And if there's nothing in that inventory, our budget, we can't go higher than that. So all I can do is outbid somebody for a $200,000 house and then put the money into it after. But for the person that can only afford that $200,000 house, what are they going to do if I'm coming down to swoop in? But the reason I don't have inventory is because the people above me swooped in to get the one. There's this domino effect of this that people don't realize. And so as much as we want affordable housing, we actually need it at all levels so that these people aren't taking a house that these people.
Oh,
you know?
you're quite right. And you continue that train of thought all the way down. Eventually, there are people who really suffer the ultimate suffering there, and where sometimes they lose access to homes because they get just priced out completely.
We get priced out completely, and then you got to enter the rental market. But the rental market's getting skinnier because, especially where we are, close to the coast, there's a bunch of people that have properties that they said, "Hey, this used to be workforce rental housing, but now I can make more on as in a vacation home. So I can get 1,200 a week instead of 1,200 a month. So why don't I just put this on Verbo?" Which again, for some people, that's what that home was always destined to be. But for other people, that takes it out of the rental inventory. And then it's like, I mean, there's people paying. I was at a meeting the week or two ago, and someone said studio apartment is going for $1,800 a month rental. And I'm like, what? What? For a I mean, yeah, it's been a number of years since I was in the rental market. I think it was 2015 or whatever before me and my wife looked and got a house. But God, that was what I was paying with two roommates. We were splitting 1,800. Like that's that's insane, and it's just so hard. And it's not one quick fix. It's not one thing that's going to fix it. But getting people in the trades to help build the new buildings is a huge part of that. And I want to get back to your infrastructure piece too, about the roads, about the bridges, about that investment. Um, Such a critical piece. You can't continually just say, "Hey, I was talking to a road commissioner years ago, and he said, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Well, every year we go to town meeting and they cut the budget, they cut the budget." And he said, "I used to be able to pave 12 miles of road a year, and this was a town that had like 81 miles of road." And he's like, "Now I can do a half a mile a year," and it's like not good. I'm sorry, it's just not good. We gotta figure this out. So I love those passions for you. Kel, let me give you a question four. If voters could only know two things about you before they fill out their ballot, what would those two things be? The other way I've asked this question is I've asked people after you go knocking on someone's door, what do you hope they remember about you as you're walking down the driveway?
Yeah, I hope that, the takeaway is that, one, I'm a lifelong Mainer. I know what it's like to live here in Maine, and I'm always an ear who's happy to listen to life story and whatever issue you have, and we'll try and figure something out together.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. You seem like a very, very straight shooter. It's our first time talking, our first time, and you seem a very, very straight shooter. So where do you live? What is home for you?
Home for me is Durham, Maine, up on Bowie
Yes.
Hill Road.
All right. Yes. I'm on Quaker Reading House Road. So yeah, yeah. No, I love that, man. Kilton, is there anything I didn't ask you about that you'd like me to that you'd like to share? Or
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
perfect. No, that's great, man. That's great. Last question is question five. What's the best way for people to connect with you or find out more about you as a candidate?
So I have my website at kiltonwebb.com, and the best way to get a hold of me is through email at kiltonwebb@gmail.com. That's KILTONWEBB for both com and at Gmail.
That's awesome. Hey, Kilton, great meeting you. I appreciate it, and good luck, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Cory.